So Chapter 2 itself has been going on for over 100 days, and many of us are still waiting for the next season. And even Ninja himself has told us all not to get our hopes up for the actual Season 2 of Chapter 2.
So like the engine's out, we're playing on it. I think the season is going to be very pretty average. And by average, I mean I don't think it's going to be as godly and god tier as people think it needs to be now. I don't understand at all what Epic is doing.
Now, what does that mean for me as a diehard Fortnite fan? What have Fortnite secretly been working on? We're going to be discussing all this in today's video, and obviously you guys of the channel, you are true fans of Fortnite, coming back to my channel all the time, so much love and respect, and you're true fans of myself, so thank you so much for supporting me. If you're new around here, maybe consider smashing that subscribe. I know roughly 70% of the people that watch the videos aren't already subscribed, so do consider it, and also support me further in the item shop if you like to. You don't have to, but thank you everyone who's doing that. I do receive a very small percent. But the discussion is huge. This is something which could change the entire Fortnite Battle Royale. We're currently in a point where we're waiting, and we all know that. And Fortnite itself is such a huge game, and a lot of the audience has kind of backed off and is currently waiting for the release. And I can tell that from queuing up to games, from Happy Power's poll recently, which shows 50% of people are waiting for, out of 12,000, this actual release of Season 2. So definitely is something that we've got to be considered about. And what are they going to do? Well, I have 3 ideas for myself which I think Fortnite have been working on. One is a free roam / different style of game in the Fortnite universe, which won't be out in Season 2 but is a secret thing which Fortnite have secretly been working on. It's not 100% confirmed, but I do have a little bit of inside information that I think it might be something else that they may be announcing in a different universe. Still on the same game download, but a whole new system / type of thing, which could be coming around E3 time with an announcement. We also have some information regarding the Season 2 events. Now this is something I want to discuss in a minute, the live events. It's something pretty interesting. We'll get into that as well. And the third option is to introduce a game mode from Save the World, which I haven't really talked about, and I will at the end of the video, but I will make a separate video on that as well. So I'm a diehard Fortnite fan. I've been a fan since the release of the Battle Royale era. I even had the game in the Save the World era as well, before Battle Royale even came out, and I loved the trailer and announcement back at E3 2017. So we're in a position now where I've loved Fortnite since its release. It took over my channel because I enjoyed it more than Minecraft at the time, because this was a time when Minecraft was going through a very rough moment with the Better Together update and stuff like that. If you guys remember that back in 2017 from the console community on Minecraft, you'll know it was a very rough time, and Fortnite was there to make me think, you know, this is another great game that has potential to beat Minecraft. I actually made a video back in the day saying the new Minecraft, and all my fans were going mad at me saying, no, it's not, Pat, it's never going to beat Minecraft. And at one point it did. Obviously Minecraft revived itself now and is doing very well, and I am considering going back to it at one point because I loved the game at once. It went down a lot, but it has revived itself and done really well. So what about Fortnite though? I know the comparison is pretty huge to make between them two games, but they are the two best games the last 2 years statistically. But yeah, I do think this is going to be something which Fortnite have been working on. So the first thing I want to talk about is events. I know I'm kind of doing it backwards. We'll talk about the free roam thing. I've already kind of made a video on it, but we'll get back to that in a minute. The events themselves. So I don't think this season will have a live event unless they release another update to confirm that. There's nothing in the files confirming it, and there's nothing at all. And if it's going to be a live event, it's going to be this Saturday, and the notice is too late for a lot of people. So I just don't think that this season is going to have a live event. So what does that mean for next season? Well, it could mean that we could get 2 live events, or even 3, or even an ongoing war that's currently taking place on the map. So I definitely think they're going to up their game with live events in Fortnite, especially because we haven't really received many this season other than the Star Wars one. I'm not even going to class the New Year one as a live event because it was just a copy and paste. So generally speaking, I do think we're going to get a lot of live events next season, and how that's going to work out is I actually do think that the Battle Pass might not release at the start of Season 2, and we do a live event and the Battle Pass releases straight after the live event to kind of hint what's happened during that moment, or even the Battle Pass releases at the start and they announce the live event taking place within the first 2 weeks, which would hype up the game extremely. People love live events, so I definitely think that's going to be pretty big. And then maybe another live event towards the end as well, or even in the middle and in the end, so like a 3-part story for this war that's currently taking place as we know it. I did say I was going to make a storyline video today. I cancelled it, and I thought I'd make this for some random reason. If this video blows up and you're not a diehard Fortnite fan, I do hope this does help you out understand what Fortnite have been working on behind the scenes. I personally have spoke to developers, well, a few developers in the past. I've never actually got any information off them of what's coming into the game, but I've asked questions. And questions I've asked to Donald Mustard himself, the creative director, asking him different questions about, have you ever considered working on something else, like a free roam or stuff like that? And he always gives me kind of strange smiles and stuff like that. And it was something which I thought was interesting to consider, and maybe it is maybe something they are working on. I can't remember the exact words I mentioned at the time, but it was something about, creative itself is kind of its own world. You've got Save the World, you've got Battle Royale, and I said, would there be room for another or something like that? And he kind of just nodded his head and smiled, which indicates to me that they're working on something, and I think that's why we haven't received much content recently, especially with the Chaos Engine being added. That would make huge changes for a free roam style world within Fortnite. If I'm wrong, I may be, but if I'm right, I know a lot of people are going to be like, you know what, Pat, you were right again, like I've been for a lot of the stuff throughout the 2 years of Fortnite and my Minecraft time. So I do think they're working on something. They wouldn't just leave the game to die off, and I definitely think they're working on something brand new and big. And it may take until E3 though. One thing to note as well, on that side of stuff, back to the live event stuff, is the fake live streams. Now, a lot of you just take the mick out of them, and I do as well. But generally speaking, these fake live streams with the live events are damaging the Fortnite community in the long run. Now, how is this happening, and why is that actually taking place? So what's happening is the fans of the game that aren't 100% diehard fans are going onto this and clicking these live streams thinking something is happening. They're spending 5, 6, 7 hours watching it, and they're getting a negative feeling or vibe from Fortnite when they're watching these streams, because they're thinking these live events are awful, nothing's happening. I know not everyone's thinking this, but especially a younger audience would believe this sort of stuff. You'd see it and be like, whoa, hold on a minute, what's actually happening? And in a sense, these are creating as well people to think that live events are going to be every single week, or are going to be amazing every single time, or they're going to be huge and they're happening constantly. And this is kind of giving people things in their head, like they're seeing all this sort of stuff that isn't actually taking place. And I think, in a sense, these people are a problem to the Fortnite community, a major problem really to the game as well, the development. They have 20,000, I've seen ones that have had over 20,000 people watching fake streams. It's insane, and all they're doing is sitting in chat spamming F. I know that's nothing to do with the actual reaction to the stream and what's going on, and many of us know on my channel that this stuff is fake and should not exist and shouldn't be allowed, but it is something which is affecting the community. Content does affect the game. Content creators affect the game. Negative tweets from top content creators like Tfue and others, there's many others, it does affect and have a negative impact on the game, and all this itself builds up and makes people want this amazing season, which we might not get for season 2, because the hype or the expectations are way higher than the reality of season 2. And I think that is because of content creators with fake streams, negative tweets, and a lot of negative videos. This video is not negative. I'm a huge fan of Fortnite, and I just wanted to give a point of view from the outside, looking at the community from like an outsider view, or from above really, mainly kind of giving you guys all the information that we know. So with that being said, other secrets that I think Epics have been working on is that free roam style. Like I said before, we've got multiple live events which could happen, but also a free roam style game. I think if free roam was to be added within Fortnite, we would see so many players come back to it. It would just be an entire new mode. They had creative. It was massive when it first released. It still is pretty big. The community itself got pretty locked down in it, and it is quite hard to tap into the top creator pool on creative, which I think is another problem on the creative side of stuff. I have loved creative, but I have also followed it, not actually making videos on it, but the actual community itself has kind of got its top creators already, and breaking through in creative is something which can be difficult for new creators, and I do think it's a problem which Fortnite are working on and trying to fix it, but it is very hard. And it also means they are accidentally biased towards creators that have already made it through. So I think definitely it is something which does need looking at, and even reviving a little bit on that creative side of stuff. Maybe even setting a creative server for everyone to join all the time to play modes, or even increase the player count so we can create some more different style of stuff. So with that being said though, another game mode would make Fortnite interesting. I don't think they would need a separate downloadable game for it. Like when you've got, say, for example, a different edition of something. So you might have like Fortnite 2 or something. It wouldn't be that, but it's like a different, complete new disc or something that you'd pick up. Obviously, it'd be free most likely. And I think if this was to be confirmed, I don't think it would need to be a downloadable game. It'd just be an extra add-on, just like we've got with obviously Creative Save the World and Battle Royale. If this was to be announced, I don't think it would be in Season 2. I think Season 2 would build up to it, and I think this would get announced during a live event in real life, like E3, or even something similar to that. There's a lot of conferences around the world at this moment, but I do think that definitely Epic Games will not let their Fortnite franchise die, and I don't think the game will ever die. It's another thing Ninja said in his little stream where he was talking about how not to get your expectations up. He also stated that the game will probably never ever die, as in it will always have a player base. The player base may not be as high as it used to be, but I think people will always play Fortnite. It just needs new content. And I definitely think with Season 2 itself as a whole, the storyline is there. I see these streamers, even in Ninja's thing, he said there's no storyline. There is a storyline there. They just don't research it as much as myself and other people. Comment down below, Iron. I don't know why Iron. It's just because there's just like a random Iron logo for some reason popping up on my Xbox screen. It looks like something from Minecraft. So comment down below, Iron, if you made it to the end. But thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to smash a like, smash a subscribe in the video to get it out to as many people as possible. And comment down below your opinions on all the stuff I've mentioned throughout the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And once again, click on another video. I'll see you guys over there. And this is postboxpat, signing out.